Not a lot of things are happening in the market. I see the market is pretty much down. All indexes are down pretty much. Nvidia is one. I think it's one chip company that people should be taking a look at. As you see, the support is around $98, and it's trading around 100. So if it does break below 98, it might free fall all the way back below $90. So if that $98 support does hold, we might see a bounce back up and trade back to that $120 range. But that's only if we can find some support from 100 to 98. That's only if we can find some support. And then we get to L brands. As you see, all gaps must be filled, whether it's a L brands chart or not. What you will see is that when you're trading stocks, there are stocks that gap down and there are stocks that gap up. Typically, you want to buy when a stock is gapping down, basically because that gap will be filled, but depending on what kind of stock you buy. So you want to make sure that historically the gaps are being filled for the stock. And what you see here for L brands is that the gaps are filled. I've highlighted every single gap that happened, and as you see, it's the gap has been filled, or it's broken even from where it was before it gapped down. So this might be a potential buying price for anybody that's interested in buying L brands just for a pure trade. But if it's for an investment, you see weak guidance, they're not making a lot of sales. You can do your own research and understand why the stock is down for today and maybe even for the rest of the week. But this will probably be a good price point to get in. It bottomed around $47. Now it's around 48. I mean, this is definitely a price that you should be taking a look at, just because it's oversold on a 1 year, and also it presents I think about $11 worth of upside if the stock were to rebound and fill that gap. All right, so this is take two. This is one of my positions that I did dump. I bought it back in November around $48. I sold it around 59-ish. And as you see here, that $60 handle acted as tough resistance. And also with the tough resistance, you had news of the company being sued. And this is typically what happens. You see the top just completely give out. And now it's presenting itself as a buying opportunity. Or maybe it goes back down to 55, and I might be looking at it at that $55 handle, because the stock, I mean, when stocks like this are setting new highs every time it ticks up, the next $5 increment will be the next resistance, or the next $10 increment will be the next resistance. And that's pretty much how you an easy way how to plot those out, how to plot the resistance and the support for those type of stocks that hit new highs every time that the stock does tick up. So I dodged a bullet with take two. I covered my gains. Remember, I said you never need to ride the dips. You just want to keep going up. You want your account to keep going up. So if it dips, find some support here. I may get back in the stock and just keep riding it up, and hopefully it goes past 60. The next price target for me for take two will probably be $65. That'll be nice. The next price target until the next earnings, because this stock is just purely moving off earnings and good news, which all stocks are doing. But this is an all-time high. Every time a stock ticks up an all-time high, such as this one, the next $5 increment will be off of good news, or it may be off good earnings. So if you're looking for a good trade, yesterday would probably been a good time to buy. As you see, I did plot out the support for you guys, and as you see, the stock did bounce from support. I think it got above. I think it did a good 10 cents from the support level, but I think this is just pretty much a dead cat bounce. You might see this thing go back down since of the inventory, and also the weather, and also the things that you're hearing from the actual natural gas traders are telling you that the stock may break below 250 and maybe even break below $2. So who really knows? This was the support for this stock. So if we do see a rise back up to that $3 handle, we might see a decline depending on the inventories and depending on the weather. So that's pretty much it for this stock. As you see, it had a double bottom, and I plotted the support out very, very good. And if you would have bought at a certain price, or if you'd have bought at support, you'd have made some good money by now, depending on if you're buying the index or if you're buying the leveraged natural gas. So we want to make sure that we're researching and that we're understanding the technical supports, because it can make you a lot of money, such as learning how to price the bottom and learning how to price the top, which save me money and which can make me money. So take care, guys.